Good morning, everyone. How are you today? So, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Mine was interesting. Now it's over, and I'm looking forward to today being a great day. So, as I sat in meditation, I had an interesting good morning. Let's see here Carol and Anik and Barbara Ward. Many blessings to all of you. So, we're going to do our normal setting up the energy. And I think you'll enjoy what we're going to do today. It's another technique in the end that you can do for yourself. So, and I'm hoping as we do this tube of light together, you're going to learn it yourself and have it available for you to use in your own setting up energy. Good morning, Kathy Marino. All right. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me sail your tube of light. From ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth the vial of fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the vial flame. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me sail your tube of light from ascended master flame. Called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth the vial of fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the vial flame. Beloved, I am presence bright round me, so your tube of life from ascended master flame. Called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free. All discord sent to me. I'm calling forth the vial of fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the vial flame. And take a breath. And now we call up to the great central sun, asking for the Lord Gautama Buddha and his protective blue flame to come down and surround all of us and our tube of light for 4 inches thick, so that nothing is allowed within our existence but love. And you have developed a very secure protective energy around you. So now we're going to call in Mother and Father to come and to be ever present inside your heart. Just take a breath and let that slowly come in through the top of your crown, your Shoshana, and it'll begin to expand you. Good. And we're going to be grateful to all the archangels, all the different phylums of the angels that come and work with us today, all the ascended masters, and all the universal beings of light that are walking on their path and wanting to learn more. All right. So let's say our mantra. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. And take a breath. So for a moment, I want you to see if you can feel all the many things that are happening around your being, however you think of yourself. Because I pulled 3 cards today, and they ended up fascinating enough, which really isn't, to be about the 3 things I was suggested today to talk about. Good morning, Marvin. So, first thought, it's called the dreamer. It's a new start. Trust yourself. Push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. Well, my discussion with Father was all about fears. And good morning, Sandy and Cavell. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate all of you. And how much power each of us give fears is absolutely amazing. We can have it change our happy day into a sour day. What else you want to call it? We can, for fear of being overcome by the negative, we can be afraid to go anywhere and do anything. So we have to overcome that. We have to understand that fear is really not a part of the truth of who you are. It's one that's created through thought. Thoughts are things. So, number one for the day, it's really important for you to have the time to think about what it is you want, what it is you love about yourself, and to give that your energy. In a moment, we're going to distinguish all the three things. So the next one is another realization. Understand that you are the magician. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. Now, I thought about this because I was thinking about manifestation and changing life. And to sit and observe, I'm sure you've all done it, your life and where it has you today. But it took you contemplating it, allowing it, desiring it, drawing it to you. But most importantly, you had to choose to live it. Let's think about this. It isn't that another person has more than you, greater intelligence, understands this or understands that. No, if you stop and look at them, they have a drive. They have a passion. They have whatever you in your world call that. They make it happen. So the question truly is, are you going to become willing to make things happen? What you want your life to be, are you going to be able to believe it so you can be it? Interesting thoughts here, right? We're going to bring them all together in a minute. So then it came about brilliant ideas that may need refinement. Most importantly, they need you. Overcoming obstacles with the faith that everything will work out. Communicate clearly and concisely and remain objective. You see, that little boy has a choice. He can believe he can pull that sword out and it's him, or he can keep struggling and never know what it's like to be the one who could pull the sword. Sound familiar? Well, I believe that each and every one of us deserve to own that sword, to have it up with master victory, up above our head, that we have achieved that which is our greatest desire. I would say probably every few days you hear someone, wow, I wanted to have that too. And then you have to sit and come through the experience of what is it about me that didn't allow that? Is it a fear? Fears come from the ego, which is a separated part of ourselves that we empower when we think that we have nothing else. When we think we have nothing else to support us or create for us, we reach to that old ego and make it be whatever we think it is, and then it squashes. So we have to learn to manifest things in the God that we own, the God that we are, and believing. Everyone's grateful for everyone's greeting. So think about the love you all demonstrate here for saying hello to each other. What if you wake up and say hello to yourself in the same way? And perhaps some of you think that's a chuckle, but There are many parts of you alive within yourself every day. And a lot may start to feel neglected, and they want to keep that blessing that you truly are from you. And you go, oh, would it really do that? Well, it is how we learn, isn't it? Isn't it how we learn to be deprived? And what am I saying? Well, I'm saying that the mind has a lot of different experiences and ways in which it functions to make us all be alive. So, I'm going to teach you something today, and I'm hoping while it does one thing, it's going to help you come back to these lessons and to begin to be able to empower them differently. All right? So let's think of our hands. So if you all think of my hands, you think of healing hands, that they have movement, light, and power that come through them. And my hands, on some level, are no different than your hands. One day, they were just like your hands. They were physical. Hands write, pick things up, create things. But let's take it a step further. Let's see what else we can do with hands. So, first I want you to awaken them. How do you awaken your hands? And no, this isn't just to be a healer. This is to be a whole being. Because if you only think of hands or your face as a human, there's so much other pieces of you that you're not acknowledging or having become into that be all you can be in the moment. It's not being answered. It's not being fulfilled. So we're going to feel the hands by moving them with one more intention. We're not going to only see them and that they're rubbing each other, but I want you to begin to feel the energy of that. Are your hands feeling warmer? Everybody could be different. What is that like for you? And if you go to spread them out, can you feel strings? Like it's spongy? If not, rub them some more. What we're doing here is there's a smush of energy that's happening when we're doing this. And as we stretch it out, we can feel that movement. You see? So what does this mean? I'm wanting you to begin to understand that why you have the ability to make things happen is because you're more than the you see in the mirror. Yes, and there's an exception for those of you who have vision and can see your aura. But you know what I'm trying to say. So let's take our hands and just put it on our cheeks. Yes, we can feel soft cheeks. But I want you to let yourself sink in through the fingertips. What is happening within the skin of the face? What can you sense? Perhaps a vision comes to you. What do you hear? What do you feel? Let's bring all the senses and how it can speak to you into this, having your hands just upon your cheeks. Ooh, mine got hot. Does anybody want to share? I'll tell you how I realized this whole thing. I go to a great naturopath, and years ago, she would tell me to do something. I go, well, I can feel that. That doesn't feel right. And she goes, there's no way you can feel that. I go, absolutely a way I can feel that. I have the ability to feel everywhere inside myself, which she shortly learned and began to work with it and now can do it herself. So what is the benefit of that? It's called good health. Yes, good health. when you can start to feel that which is maybe irritating in your thumb and can no longer move it, you can no longer make a snap, which that did happen to me at one point, and now it's gone. You see? So what I'm wanting to, and the greatest awareness is in your fingertips. Why? Because throat, eyes, and crown. Throat, eyes, and crown. On every finger. Your cheeks became warm. That's what I was looking for. Energy. It's being able to give yourself the capacity to not only feel the energy in your hands, but how it affects the energy of your face, the skin. And it goes far down below that into the tissue. Now, those of you who are going to say I'm crazy, who have maybe a sore knee, do you know how much more healing might come from you with intent of love, holding your knee versus all the things you do about it? And I'll tell you why. Which one was this? What is the energy of your body? Anybody know? We have physical form. We have a sense of matter, the body. We have a soul. But what is all the energy? Anybody know? Spirit. That's a good answer. And who is spirit? Anybody know? It's what we're all here together to try to heighten today. Not only our spirit, but it's our consciousness of God. So, when you can take the empowerment of the mind, which in its true experience is grander in the heart, and focus on whether it's a thought or something you desire, or on your health, how much more powerful they're going to be with the use of your energy, your consciousness, your partnership with God. So for all of you who don't do this yet, you've been lacking one of the major pieces, because there's a great many teachings that how you advance and move through evolution is by becoming a partner with God in your life. Well, that's understanding the energy. Yes, our spirit. I happen to want to prepare and say it's my godliness, mother and father, knowing that they're with me every single minute. Second, however you want to look at it. So you have to ask yourself, how many of you believe, without a doubt, no judgment here, that they're with you every single moment? That your thought process, that your heart awareness has brought it to that existence within yourself. And it's okay if the answer is, well, I haven't. It doesn't mean that you cannot, because you can in every second make a change. You see? Cavell says she does. Then you must be living a life of miracles. That's wonderful. But we all can. we all have the capacity to know that we have that additional piece of God's energy moving through us, touching through us. Even those who can see, people see the look you give them and know that you love them with God. It's a great gift. So these people should not have fear. And I'm going to tell those who are saying, I do. Okay, Barbara also. This is wonderful. When you are afraid, what is your first thought? I don't know that if being on this earth plane that I will accept that, well, I'm never afraid, but I'll hear it if that's the truth. But when you're afraid, what is the first thing, whether it's a thought or an action, what is it that you do? And I'm reading yours again, Barbara. I'm wanting to say, yes, I'm wanting you to acknowledge it, but they're wanting you to understand the energetic piece to it, the aura. And the answer to this, what do you do when you feel or experience a fear? Good morning, Julie Johnson. Is that you expand that energy. Expand that energy. Expand your light. Whatever ways you have to, you've learned to heighten that experience of the energy of God within you. And what that does is it takes away the fear. And perhaps fresh ideas will come to you about the answer. I call in the Spirit of God within me that knows no fear. But sometimes my human self does go down that road of fear. And that's what I'm saying. I know it would be hard to believe that no one ever does anymore. We had to go stay at a hotel, and I'm starting to feel not myself, and then I had to get it. I'm not at home. This is, as of this moment, not safe for me yet. And I had to just bellow my light everywhere to clear the energy of the whole building. But you see, that's the gift you have to find, is to know that if it isn't what's comfortable for you, if it isn't what you want to deserve in your world, this energy is here for you. There's no one that it's not. Every person. Yes, animals also, that's how they have a sense of what's around them. I wonder what is my next step to take to overcome the fear. It's a very good question, for you are a person of will. And let me see what they're going to share with you without taking that away. They're going to say, deepen your belief. You know, we live in a world now that who knows what's going to happen. Well, what I know is I am me, and there are people like you, and no matter what, God's going to love us and take care of us. And I don't feel there's an option to think any differently. And I bless those people who don't and offer them the light of love I hold. And I hope it will slowly begin to penetrate and make a shift in the world. So, first you must find it for yourself, and then you'll have a capacity to radiate it out into the world, because we can't take away lessons. Even our own, we must experience them to grow. And that's how we've all developed, no matter who you or I are. It's by embracing and looking at the issues, loving them, setting ourselves free, unlocking the secret, and becoming more love and more light. So we can't really stop that. We do not want to stop that. So if you are one who is a part of this growing that's occurring right now on a huge scale, then don't try to stop it. Try to become the love of it. Try to embrace it. And that's how we'll succeed. And that's how God will be able to touch more people through all of us. So believing, it's like this little guy here. Believe you can pull that sword out of there. You don't have to have a certain lineage, or don't have to have a certain amount of money. You need to have a heart that's like gold. Gold in the meaning that its purity in its belief system is strong. And why wouldn't you be able to pull out that sword? And the more you can, the more you do, more God will do. So, very interesting, huh? Or is there anyone who has some questions for me? Oh, I missed this one. I freeze when I feel fear. Yes. Well, that's why it's coming. It's coming until you learn fear is an illusion. It's not real. It's the only part of you that makes it happen is the one that's afraid. So if you take a breath and you call Jesus in, or Mother and Father in, and look at it through their eyes, you'll see that there is no fear. Worst case scenario, the worst possibilities happen when we aren't able to see a truth and create a different result. That's a loving one. You'll be amazing. Okay, let me see if I missed something else. And I can hear many of you feel protected and you're aligned, but I wanted to offer you this perception that there's our physical form, our soul, but the God consciousness, your I am presence, and your connection to that, which, since we packed up, is probably not here, the image where, you're on the bottom with the wild flame, and then your higher self is in the middle, the medium, and then you have your I am presence. That's who we call forth when we do the opening. That's who you want to be living, who you want to have come and be present within your life every millisecond of the day. Okay? Thoughts, questions? But I can remember that night sitting there, and Doug had went out, and I'm thinking, what is it? And I realized that it was all the people who came into that hotel, and all various varieties, and all their stuff was hanging out there. And I was not inviting it in, believe me. So love overcame it. So it's no different than what you can do in your life into illnesses or wounds that are in your body. I used to help people see their intestines and imagine the green energy moving through them, healing. Everybody has a great power to have their life be different, then it just isn't happening to you. That would not be very good. You must become that who's happening in the world and being a messenger of God and presenting love to the world. You see, and in that, all your wishes come true. Magic is alive in your life. That was this magician. I should have noticed this card. Full of rainbows. Rainbow behind the rainbow light. It's a great answer for everything. It's God's highest ray. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. So let's see what Barbara has to say today. This is a particularly important discussion today, especially because in our current environment, we're being bombarded by messages and bad and news that aims to keep us in fear. Thank you. Yes. Very good, Barbara, because you know you cannot let all this frighten you. It's just banter back and forth. You have to stay in touch with your hearts, what you believe is true. And what's true that we're bringing forth today is Mother and Father's there in your heart with you and will always protect you. But you don't want to wander down that road of illusion and fear because you'll get lost. Or you won't, and you'll come back and learn something. Yes, it's a powerful time. Not only for what's happening, but it's a powerful time in the individual experience of the physical body and the soul. And for those of you who are there that are living their presence, it's a powerful time of how you make use of becoming the God self within you. Knowing that Mother and Father God are there to support you, to help you, to heal you. And I don't care if they even say it's something that's not healable. That's not true. There is nothing that's not healable. Depends on the depth of love and appreciation and belief in God that you have, truly. You know, doctors are people who become a vessel for God. No different than all the rest of us. But for some people, doctors are the answer for them. I happen to be one that doesn't work. It hasn't worked for me because I have a knowing and there's been a hitting of the heads together. Doesn't mean it has to be that way for you. But I have found my way and it has worked for me. We are all unique and different. So what works for you is you must discover and find, and it'll have its own perfection. You see, there's a few medicines I take that haven't yet been made in an alternative way, but perhaps one day. But my body gets supported with everything that it needs. Any other questions? Was a powerful conversation. It was interesting how it came about, and then how the cards, I thought, oh, and most of my cards are packed, and these were out. A new start. Trust yourself. He's a dreamer. And look what he's looking at there in the window. It's an angel. Push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. And most importantly, you want to feel good about it in this heart that you're developing of love and everything else that is. Because that's our goal, to become is. I am the is. All right. I'll see you tomorrow with messages. Hope you all have a great day and certainly have some contemplation today about how you want to use your thoughts to manifest what your heart desire really is. What does it mean? And you can have more trust and more development. Powerful discussion today. Thank you. Thank you, Cavell and Julie and Barbara and Sandy and Kathy and Julie and everyone else who's up above there that came today. I love it. Thank you for coming. I'll see you tomorrow. Many blessings.